and More Spirit takes over coming past the wire. It will be More Spirit to win the Los Alamitos Futurity by a length and a half.
This is just an unbelievable day for Bob Baffert and Mike Smith. They are unstoppable. More Spirit has dominated the Met Mile. He won it by 7 lengths.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Spa Babies, presented by Spendthrift. I'm Dan Illman, along with Nicole Russo, and we kick off the $1 Pick Six on Thursday with race number 5. Let's take a look at this field. Love seeing 2-year-olds going 2 turns on the turf at Saratoga. 1 1/16 inner turf, 2-year-old fillies. The 5 roundabout is a Minnesota bred by Spendthrift stallion Cross Traffic, one of 4 main track only entrants in the field. Chad Brown has 2 entered for turf, including the 4 Expand the Map, 6-5 on David Aragona's morning line, and a strong European pedigree.
Absolutely. And this is a really fun race. There's a couple of very strong European type international pedigrees. There are some freshman sires in here who could turn out to be some hidden turf type sires. There are some established turf sires like leading sire Kitten's Joy. It's a really fun mix in what should be a really fun race. I love these 2-turn maiden races on the turf. They're really fun puzzles.
Chad has the morning line favorite in the 4 Expand the Map. He also enters the number 1 Fishers, a daughter of first crop stallion Classic Empire and a half-sister to a stakes-placed dirt sprinter. This filly sold for $132,000 as a yearling, and Classic Empire got off to a really nice start with his first crop.
He did, as you would expect from him. He was a juvenile champion himself. He won going short early on in his campaign and going 2 turns toward the end of the year in the Futurity and the Breeders' Cup Juvenile. You'd certainly expect his foals to run early and to continue to run well as the distances stretch out. Crossing him over a Scat Daddy mare, I certainly think will give you a turf-type horse. Obviously, Classic Empire did most of his best work on the dirt, but Pioneer of the Nile can certainly sire a turf horse like Grade 1 winner Midnight Storm. We've seen that Pioneer of the Nile's son, American Pharaoh, very good with his turf runners. I do think Classic Empire has the potential to sire a turf horse, and Chad Brown with so many good 2-year-olds at Saratoga this summer, and so many opportunities to place them. I don't think that this one would be running 2 turns on the turf as opposed to in a shorter dirt maiden if Chad Brown didn't think that this was a good spot.
The number 2 is Bali Bell, a Calumet Farm homebred daughter of first crop sire Bal Bali, a very good turf miler in his day. And this is just all turf in the pedigree, Nicole. Bala Bali over a Kitten's Joy mare with Christophe Clement manning the helm.
Yeah, and Bala Bali, just a terrific rock-solid racehorse who overcame, a lot of physical ailments, including a bout with laminitis to, early on in his career, he was a Brazilian Triple Crown winner, and then he came back and was a multiple Grade 1 winning turf miler, as you mentioned, in the U.S. at age 7. He's got a couple of dirt winners to date from his first crop, but that's really because that's just sort of where the opportunities were. I certainly expect him to be a turf-type sire.
What a lovely pedigree on our next filly. That's the number 3, Hail 2, a full sister to Grade 1 stakes winner Sadler's Joy, one of the better turf longer distance horses in the country the last few years. The dam's been so productive. She's also thrown a stakes winner Lunaire, a stakes placed turf router Dyna Passer, this one obviously by Kitten's Joy, and a nice long series of workouts for trainer Tommy Albertrani, who's obviously very familiar with this family.
Yeah, and I certainly like that. Not only does this filly have a long-winded pedigree, she's got that long foundation of the work tab to back it up, to give her fitness for this 2-turn debut. Because I do think that it's a tall order for these horses to debut going 2 turns. Most of them in the same boat in this race, though.
Expand the Map is up next. Our morning line favorite, the gray daughter of Dark Angel, sold for $313,000 and some change as a yearling at Tattersalls overseas. Obviously, the turf pedigree on the bottom of the family. Tell us a little bit about the European stallion Dark Angel.
Well, Dark Angel, a son of acclamation, he sires horses who run well early, and this sire line actually did very well with its 2-year-olds at Royal Ascot recently. A couple Sons of Acclamation doing well. Chad Brown, in conjunction with Klarovich Stables, has had a lot of success going to Tattersalls to pick up young turf type horses in recent years, Newspaper of Record and others.
The 5 roundabout is by Spendthrift Stallion Cross Traffic, entered main track only. We'll move to the 6, Hope Over Fear. This one is a daughter of Cupid, a promising young first crop sire and a son of Tappet, an $80,000 weanling. The dam is a full sister to Gig Harbor, a multiple stakes winner on turf and synthetic. Useful family thus far.
Very useful family. A lot of winners in here, a lot of, 2-year-old performers in here. You see some speed, some turf, some synthetics, some dirt. Cupid just had his first winner recently. His sire Tappet, his runners include turf runner Justify and others. Tappet's done fine when given the turf opportunity, and I would expect that Cupid might be the same way.
The 7, My Girl Steve, the 8, Misinterpret, both entered main track only. We'll move to the 9, Office Etiquette, a daughter of Fed Biz, and the only experienced runner entered for turf in this race, a $4,000 yearling. The dam's a half to She's Got the Beat, who was a Grade 1 stakes winner going long. This went a little bit of a trip in her debut at Monmouth, sprinting in an off-turf race. Jose Ortiz gets the mount. Something tells me this is going to be a step up in classes, obviously in distance.
Well, a step up in class, but I think also should take a step forward off that debut. She probably got a little bit of an education. That race was off the turf. I think she might be getting on her preferred surface here. Sire Fedbiz by Giants Causeway has been very useful with his turf runners, as you see from that 13% first turf statistic. And just this year, he's doing really well with the likes of Change of Control, who won the Intercontinental. Front Run the Fed, a very good turf sprinter who recently stretched out a bit to finish 3rd in the poker. And as we said, the only experienced runner entered, for the original condition on turf in this race, when a lot of them are in the same boat making their debut.
The 2nd homebred in the race, trained by Christophe Clement, rounds out the field of horses entered for turf. That's the number 10, Pizza Bianca. And if anyone knows Pizza Bianca, it's this one's owner and breeder, Bobby Flay.
And another really stellar international pedigree here by Fastnet Rock, a son of the great Dane Hill, who is a leading sire in Australia. In Australia, they really value 2-year-old form and precocity. So I do take note when I see some Australian bloodlines in a 2-year-old turf race here in the U.S. Dam have to an Epsom Derby winner. This certainly looks like a horse who would love to go long, and another one with a nice solid work tab to give her some foundation.
Clement also has the 11 Gallon Rush, entered main track only. We'll take a look at our top picks for this race. I respect Pizza Bianca. You do as well. We both pick her second. I want to use her in any kind of multiple race wagers. You're going with the other Chad Brown, the number 1 Fishers. If she breaks well, she can work out a nice trip from the rail.
Absolutely. The 2 horses I was drawn to in this race bookend the field from the 1 and the 10. They are both going to have to work out a trip. But Fishers I was really attracted to, both because I think she has a bit of hidden turf breeding, and because, like I said, I think Chad Brown placed her here for a reason. I do obviously respect his other entrant, the Morning Line favorite, going to use her in the mix. But these 2 horses who kind of bookend the field, I was really just drawn to on a pedigree basis and on a place basis.
Curious to see how Cupid does with his turf runners. You mentioned he did have his first winner the other day. It was on a synthetic surface. This one trained by Bill Mott, and perhaps surprisingly, Bill Mott 17% over the past year with first-time starters. We're not used to that level of success from the Mott barn. We're seeing a little bit of a shift there, perhaps. Louis Saez takes the mount. I'm looking forward to seeing what Hope Over Fear can do, as well as Pizza Bianca and all of these fillies, because there are so many promising pedigrees. Nicole's going 1, 2, 4, and 6. I'm going 6, 10, 1, and 4. Same superfecta, different order in your Spa Baby race for Thursday, and our coverage all meet long, presented by Spendthrift.